My name is Suzgo Simfukwe, and I'm the Programs Manager at Advocacy for Child Justice. So the word Buyantanshi is actually a Bemba term which means progress or development. It's all about moving forward and improvement. So the Buyantanshi project actually started as an auxiliary of one of our projects on combating child marriage and prostitution, which is called Mutule. This was because we realized that as we continued interacting with the families who are finding their children exposed to child prostitution as well as child marriages, one of the major driving factors was the poverty situation at home. So we began routing with the idea of what we could possibly do in order to address the poverty levels that we were seeing in the different communities where we were implementing the Mutule project. It was something that we saw that once we could pump in more funds into this, it could help support a lot of families and curb the situation of child marriage and child prostitution, as well as the issue of gangs in the communities, especially in the peri-urban areas. So that's how Buyantanshi was born. And when we developed and designed the project, really it was centering around three objectives. One of them being to contribute to improvement of the livelihoods of the youth. And on the project, we were targeting 600 youths. And we thought of doing this through various types of trainings, especially focusing on vocational and life skills, so that the young people could be empowered to be able to stand on their own 2 feet and contribute something to the household income. Then obviously with the vocational and life skills, it was about dealing with their mindsets and giving them an opportunity, a second chance at life for those that may have never entered a classroom, or those that maybe went to school but dropped out for reasons associated with poverty and lack. The second objective was targeting the vulnerable households. So we're looking at the parents and the guardians, doing different types of activities, also working on their mindsets, training them in parenting skills, as well as in business management, so that at least we could give them an opportunity to have their minds broadened, for them to know that they can do something beyond just agriculture. Then the third objective centered around raising awareness, on children's rights and responsibilities. And we took advantage actually of this to also speak about the third generation rights, centering especially on the social, economic and cultural rights, so that people understand that under these rights, actually, the beauty is that government is taken to task, because they then have to provide certain critical services for the people. So in terms of the areas where we have been implementing the Buyantanshi project, it has been in Lusaka district, in 2 peri-urban areas, Chawama and John Howard. Then in Chongwe district, we've been implementing in Katoba village and surrounding zones there, different villages. Then on the Copper Belt province, we have been implementing in Chiwala Chiefdom, as well as the central business area in Ndola town. Then in Central Province, we've been implementing in Lukata village. And of course, you cannot just touch on one village. The work spills over to other communities. And I know Katole has benefited a lot from the work that we have been doing in Lukata village. We did a lot of trainings around how to manage income generating activities, entrepreneurship, making sure that people's mindset, go out of their comfort zones and they begin to think outside the box in terms of what they can do to be able to provide for their families. In terms of supporting the 1,000 vulnerable households, so far we've been able to mobilize the different communities, and have been able to form 26 cooperatives and clubs, and some of them registered, others are in the process of being registered. So we've recorded quite some good success, and we pray that the results of the Buyantanshi project will be sustainable. We are confident of that. One of the things that we have done to ensure sustainability, besides empowering these clubs and cooperatives with equipment or some kind of funds to enable them to do different kinds of income generating activities. We have also given them the information. In Chiwala Chiefdom being one of the target areas where we operate, in 2023 alone we were able to support over 100 youths to do various types of skills, and all of them, after completing their trainings, from schools such as the Moravian School, driving schools, and many others where they were able to gain different types of skills, they were able to form 5 cooperatives, and of course already applied for the Constituency Development Fund, and with support from CKU, the Center for Church-Based Development, who have been our funders on the Buyantanshi project, we've been able to also assist them with some funds to start income generating activities. Others are doing poultry, and the idea is that these funds are supposed to spill over to as many people in the community as possible. It was not easy to secure this funding because of the component of supporting people with income generating activities, but we really took time. It took 2 years of back and forth trying to convince our funders, the Center for Church-Based Development, to really give us a chance, so we could see how this worked out for our people in the communities, because we saw that there was a need. A lot of them had wonderful business ideas, but they had no support, and a lot of them, had dreams of what they wanted to do, skills they wanted to acquire, especially amongst the youths. And because they didn't have the support that they wanted in the peri-urban areas and the urban areas, they ended up just resorting to be a part of gangs, which they call junkies, and resorting to alcohol and drug abuse. But to curb that, we had to find something to keep them busy. And I'm glad that with the support from the Center for Church-Based Development, as well as our partners such as Young Africa under their Skills to Live project, the Moravian School in Ndola, and many others, we are so grateful for that support. We wouldn't have been able to achieve the results that we have achieved under the Buyantanshi project. We wouldn't have been able to impact the young lives that we've been able to impact. We wouldn't have been able to bring a change in terms of the socio-economic statuses of thousands of vulnerable households without your support. So please continue. We're still coming back to you. We're looking at a phase 3 because we've seen the changes that this has brought in the livelihoods of the people, and we're certainly looking back to you to support us with even more so that we can impact more lives.